It's really, really revelatory when you expand your concept of eugenics, and by expand, I mean simplify. Because it's not some German in a basement lab doing experiments on twins, right? And it's not exclusively like Christian nationalists having a bunch of blonde haired, blue eyed babies. At its core, eugenics is about setting a standard for who gets to live and who doesn't. And when you think about it that way, you see it everywhere. And one of the first things you have to do is unlearn it yourself. I'm laying here, aware of my multiple chins, quote unquote, and my pillows without pillowcases on them. The hairs on my chin, the fat phobia, ableism, classism, transphobia, misogyny, that could all easily come into play. Some people would be very overt about it. Abusers, bullies, harassers, trolls, as some would call them, a word that dilutes the harm they cause and normalize. But it's casual and cultural. You call yourself big backed for having a snack. You're jealous of a trans woman for looking so much like a woman. You think people are gross for not brushing their teeth. Are these just opinions? Are these just preferences? No, they don't exist in a vacuum. And normalizing those big bigotries in small ways is what normalizes them in the biggest ways. But ultimately, eugenics becomes casual and cultural. It doesn't just have to be the government withholding resources. But the government is allowed to withhold resources because we normalize othering each other. We normalize hierarchies, desirability politics. We've normalized ableism to the point that we think some people are literally expendable, and most people don't mask anymore, even if they consider themselves progressive and for collective liberation and anti-fascism. But if you have decided that everyone around you and yourself are expendable, meaning it's okay to expose you to deadly and disabling diseases, and it's okay to make public spaces inaccessible to vulnerable populations who are still members of your community, then of course there are multiple genocides going on around the world. Of course there are news anchors making casual comments about euthanizing homeless people. Then of course there are people being buried below the jail. You allow the normalization that people are expendable. You allow the normalization that people are expendable. If you normalize eugenics, you normalize eugenics. And at the end of the day, eugenics is the idea that some people are worthy of survival, of getting the resources they need, of living, and some aren't.